So this time we're going to be taking a look at the DC Universe Classics Series 16, Azrael Batman. Azrael first makes his appearance in Batman Sword of Azrael #1 in 1992. He finally becomes Batman in Batman #498 a year later. You can see the biography and statistics, picture of the figure, the other figures in the wave, and the Collect and Connect Bane. DC Direct did their version of this figure. Mattel previously released the Azrael version, the original version, but it's cool that we finally get the Azrael Batman suit. They do a really good job of it here. You have these, I really don't want to call them a cape, but they're more like veins. Get these edges right with the really zigzag, design here. They do a good job with the front here and the helmet. This little red dot here, the whole silver and gold, or gray and gold armor. These little belts here running to his back. But they do mess up a little bit. He should have a much larger pouch or something on the belt here. And the little blades, or whatever you want to call them, on the gauntlets here are actually backwards. I believe they said they were going to try and fix this after they showed the prototype of the figure, but I guess they didn't get it in time, and so these are facing backwards. They did get these little things on the boots correct. My guess is that they saw them like that and figured that they should match. But other than that, I mean, everything is very nice. The front piece here could be glued down a little bit. I might actually do that myself because it kind of has a floating effect here. It lies flatter on the costume, or should. I mean, it's a hard costume to replicate in 3 dimensions, so they've done a very good job here. Now, he doesn't have any accessories. The little Batman or Batarang shuriken that he fires out of there would be too tiny to contemplate doing. Paint job is very nice. Very nice gold. All these details here and there, the little bit of red, a little bit of almost chainmail like armor beneath there. He has surprisingly good head articulation. It is limited by the high collar, but you can get him looking up pretty well. His arms, of course, they do not go all the way around, but they do go pretty far up. The top of this armor piece here is very flexible plastic here, so it does allow the for quite a bit of articulation in the arm here. He has a pretty unique joint for the DC Universe Classics. It's more along the lines of the joint that they use for the Ghostbusters figures, where it's a swivel and bendable joint at the elbow there. His hands also bend and swivel, but they are limited by the shooters that come out of the gauntlet. And you can see there's a little bit of chipping there where it's rubbed against there. But you still get a fair amount, and this is pretty rubbery, so it won't break too easily. This ab crunch here, it is very limited. Waist articulation. Legs are the standard DC legs. Forward, back, out. Rotate at the thigh there. He has a double knee joint, which is pretty cool. And a very nice ankle bend there. The range of motion is better than some of the other figures in this wave, like the Creeper. It's a little bit better for posing. The veins, whatever these are, even though they're light, they still make him a little bit back heavy. So you're just going to have to keep that in mind when you're posing him, if it means leaning him forward a little bit. Azrael, or Jean-Paul Valley, who is a computer science grad student living in Gotham City, when he discovered that he was the last in a line of assassins and enforcers for a secret religious society called the Order of St. Dumas. He had been subjected to training and mental conditioning by his father, and basically brainwashed to forget that this training had happened. And the reason why his father did this is because he was grooming him as his replacement, eventual replacement, to be the assassin and enforcer for the Order of St. Dumas. When his father is killed by a rogue member of the Order of St. Dumas, and his training is activated, and this training is called the system. So the system is activated, and he knows how to fight and becomes more bloodthirsty, I guess you could say, more violent. And it's during this time that he's trying to track down his father's killer that he runs into the Batman. He starts to reject this training and vengeance and his so-called destiny to become the symbol, the avenging angel of Azrael. He manages to track down a kidnapped Bruce Wayne and saves him from the kidnapping plot, of course unaware that he's Batman, but eventually Bruce Wayne is so taken with him that he lets him in on the secret and gives him a job as a security guard at Wayne Tech. Then at nights, he becomes a hero in training with Batman, not calling himself anything, but dressing up in a ninja suit and assisting on cases occasionally. And then, of course, when Knightfall comes around and Bane breaks Batman's back, and Bruce Wayne wants to leave Gotham City in the hands of a Batman. So he selects John Paul Valley. And unfortunately, starting to wear the Batman costume triggers the system again, and he starts going nuts and back onto his programming, and starts killing criminals, which Batman can't allow. Batman comes back and faces John Paul Valley as Azrael Batman, and forces him to confront his conflicted ideals with the programming and his own conscience. This conflict leaves him basically catatonic, or in a state of shock, and he becomes a wandering, homeless person. Eventually, Bruce Wayne finds him, and he's becomes cured, and sends him off to investigate the order and try and stop their suspicious activities all around the world, and gives him a new costume. And he periodically returns to Gotham just in time for all those crossovers. He does enjoy a period of being a true hero as Azrael, but eventually the system starts causing problems again. He starts battling hallucinations, and I think he tries to kill Batman again. He's supposedly killed, but there's no evidence of his body. And you know what that means in comics is that there's no body, he's not dead. So there is a possibility of him returning. There has been conflicting evidence in later series, later comics, that he is still dead, or still alive. So, like for instance, in an issue of Booster Gold, there's a mention of Jean Paul Valley lives, and in Blackest Night, an Azrael showed up as a Black Lantern zombie. If someone wanted to bring him back, there's no body, so there should be no problem in explaining his absence. They've actually started a new Azrael by the name of Michael Lane, who is an ex-cop and part of the Grant Morrison Batman Batman RP story. He's called the Third Ghost of Batman, that was tortured by the Dr. Hurt character. So anyway, he is approached by the Order of Purity, who I guess is like an anti-Order of Dumas, Saint Dumas group. I'm not really sure. I haven't read the new series. That's pretty much where Azrael is now. So, I guess that'll be it for now, and until my next review, I'll see you.